Hey Gramps, what you doing?
Hey, hi Colin. I'm still working with my telescopes, and again, I've got my magic telescope.
Again, yep.
Do you think you can go and find the outer planets for me today?
Yeah.
I know you know how to work this really great. Well, I've got to prepare another show, so you take care and do this,
Got
and we'll be back.
Yes.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
These are the outer planets of the solar system: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. They are also called the Jovian planets. To give you the idea of size, the small white dot represents the Earth. Over 1,300 Earths could be crammed into Jupiter. And as a matter of fact, all of the rest of the planets in the solar system could fit inside of Jupiter. This shows the position of the outer planets on May 1st of 2020. Notice Jupiter doing its trip around the sun, taking just about 12 years. Jupiter, the biggest planet in the solar system. It has a diameter of just about 88,000 miles compared to the Earth's diameter of about 8,000 miles. The biggest and most noticed feature is the Great Red Spot. It was believed to have been first observed by the astronomer Cassini over 350 years ago. It's more than twice as wide as the planet Earth. Think of it like a hurricane, but can you imagine a hurricane lasting that long on the Earth? Jupiter has a hydrogen and helium surface at least 13,000 miles thick, changing from a gas to a liquid as the pressure increases. Jupiter travels about 29,000 miles per hour around the Sun and is spinning on its axis at about 28,000 miles per hour, which makes it the fastest of all the planets to go around one time on its axis. Jupiter does have rings, but they are very faint. Jupiter has been visited by many spacecraft since 1973, and presently the spacecraft called Juno, and Juno in Greek mythology was Jupiter's wife, is now orbiting doing scientific observation. An interesting thing with Juno is when its mission is done, it will be sent crashing and burning up into Jupiter's atmosphere, just in case any bacteria, very tough stuff, are attached to Juno. Jupiter has 79 known moons. 12 were discovered just a few years ago. The four largest are called the Galilean moons, seen by Galileo in 1610, over 400 years ago. The Galilean moon Io, just a bit bigger than our moon. It has over 400 active volcanoes caused by the gravitational pull of Jupiter and the other Galilean moons. The Galilean moon Europa, smaller than the Earth's moon, it's made of rock with a water-ice crust. It is believed there is an ocean of water under the ice, with water vapor spraying out from places on the moon Europa. The Galilean moon Callisto, almost as big as the planet Mercury. Its surface is the oldest and most cratered in the solar system. The shiny spots that you see are frost deposited at the tips of the high spots of the moon. The Galilean moon Ganymede. This is the largest moon in the solar system, and it's even larger than the planet Mercury, and the only moon to have a magnetic field. It is believed that Ganymede has an internal ocean that has more water than all the oceans combined on the Earth. Saturn is the second largest planet in the solar system and another gas giant. It's over 900 million miles from the Sun. It's named after the Roman god of agriculture, and our day Saturday is named after Saturn. All of the Jovian planets have rings, with Saturn's by far the most visible, and are made mostly of water ice with a trace of rocky material. Interestingly, Saturn is the least dense planet in the solar system. If an ocean was big enough to hold all of the planets, they would all sink except for Saturn, and it would float. At this time, Saturn has 82 known moons, with 53 of them named. Saturn's moon, Titan, the best known, is bigger than the planet Mercury, but the very small moon of Enceladus is worth a look. If Saturn's moon Enceladus was by the Earth and our moon, this is how big it would appear. It's a very small moon. The Cassini spacecraft that spent 13 years orbiting Saturn also studied Enceladus, which is sending geysers of water into space, forming most of Saturn's E ring. The gravity of Saturn is squeezing Enceladus like you would squeeze an inflated balloon, helping to push the water and ice out. Who knows? Maybe another probe will be sent to land and study this very interesting moon. The last two Jovian planets in the outer solar system are Uranus and Neptune. These planets are called the ice giants. They have an atmosphere of hydrogen and helium like Jupiter and Saturn, but also water, ammonia, and methane ices on the surface. The methane in their atmosphere makes them look blue in color. If the Earth was transported near these two planets, this would be the size of the Earth compared to Uranus and Neptune. Earth looks pretty small. Uranus is different from all the other planets because it spins on its side. It is believed that two very large objects hit the planet, knocking it almost 90 degrees off center. An interesting fact is that Uranus's moons are named after characters created by William Shakespeare and the poet Alexander Pope. Our last stop is the planet Neptune. It's the furthest planet from the Sun at 2,800,000,000 miles. It takes light from the Sun 8 minutes to reach the Earth and over 4 hours to reach Neptune. If you were standing on the surface of Neptune, the Sun would look like just a bright dot in the sky. Neptune takes about 165 Earth years to go around the Sun once, and it's also the slowest planet traveling at about 12,000 miles per hour. And we have to remember that the Earth is traveling at almost 67,000 miles an hour. Well, it's been a trip visiting the outer planets, but it's time to leave and go back to the Earth.